Let's pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. To the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everybody. Roll call, please.
Councilman Bozak here. Councilman Graves here. Councilman McGraw,
Here.
Councilman Loving.
Here.
Councilman Carr.
Here. Approval of minutes for October 9th, 2024. Second. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Bozak. Yes. Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman Graves. Yes. Councilwoman McCarr.
Yes. All right, Nicole, any reports?
I got an email this morning that the 2025 budget has been approved and accepted.
Yeah, this morning.
Yes.
We've been waiting. All right, good job. That's one headache out of the way. Council members?
Okay.
Not at this time.
Clay.
Nothing.
All right, Shem.
So I'm not quite sure if it's on the agenda for the old business allocation of ARPA funding for the Salt Dome building. I'm assuming that's the item, or is it a different item?
It should be on underneath our old business, yes.
Okay, okay. The other thing, the town received the CCMG for 2024-2. So I didn't see it on the agenda, but congratulations.
Thank you.
The grant, yeah, it's
Thank you.
approximately $600,000 that the town received for paving fees. But that's.
Thank you.
Thank you for your.
You're welcome.
All right, building commissioner. Oh,
Nothing other than the town complex is that.
okay. And Brandon.
Good evening, council, good evening, residents. I have a couple things. Brush pickup has been completed for the 2024 season. Our chipper was down for maintenance for the last 2 weeks, so we've just been picking on brush up by hand the best we can, getting it cleaned up. Leaf season pickup will continue every Tuesday until December 10th, and depending on how many leaves are still remaining, we'll continue another week after the weather's a little soft this year. I want to make an announcement to make sure that all basketball hoops and other items are brought back away from the street to ensure that there's no damage to residents' property or our equipment as they're really close to the end of the roads around winter time. Other than that, the rest of my business is on the agenda.
Okay.
Jennifer, if I could.
Yeah.
I had a question from a resident. Why are you picking up these on Tuesday and not on Monday?
It's always been Tuesday as far as I know. It's rush usually is on Monday and then it goes into the leaf season Tuesday, so usually Monday rush.
Okay.
Tuesday.
There's just a question around, people are raking leaves on Sunday
Oh,
and then they're blowing everywhere until they get picked up on Tuesday. That was their complaint / question.
okay, I'll look into it.
Someone's getting wrong.
Okay.
Right, police chief, Jeremy.
Kind of status quo for most of the stuff and we were busy, crashes. 5 OWI in Burns Harbor last month, which is pretty significant for us. I don't have much else on the report. I do have a couple things that aren't on here that I wanted to bring up before. The salary ordinance would be developed for 2025 regarding 2 of our part-time employees. One is Vernon, he's been with us for a short time now. He was approved to work significantly more hours than what it requires him to do the job here. So if your guys is okay with that, I'd like to bump him to $20 an hour. He works consistently 10 hours a week. And I'd rather get in front of it than potentially have to replace that position. I talked to most of all the other departments that he does work for. Nobody has any complaints. He just shows up and does his job and goes home. So.
I'll make a motion to approve the pay increase.
Second. Discussion.
Yeah, the only thing I would add is this. My intention would be to make it effective for the first pay period of 2025. So that leaves time for any salary ordinance that needs to be for next year, that it can be encumbered in, or encompassed into that same document.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I amend my motion to include not to start first of the year.
Do.
Second.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Loving.
Yes.
Councilwoman Draves.
Yes.
Councilman Bozak.
Yes.
Councilman McGraw.
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarr.
Yes.
I have one more part-time employee who is Amanda Gucciardo. She is our IDEX coordinator. She currently makes $16.56, I believe, an hour. I'd like to bump her to $20 an hour as well. Trying to make it feasible for her to continue to stay here. She generally works 2 hours a month for my department. The cost to retrain one of my guys to fill that role would be significantly more than any pay increase that she could see. I appreciate the fact that she does this, but clearly she's not doing it for the money. So, but.
Also to go into effect in 2025.
Correct. And she literally works like 24 hours a year. So.
I'll make a motion to approve the rate increase starting in 2025 for Amanda.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman McGraw.
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak.
Yes.
Councilman Draves.
Yes.
Councilman Loving.
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarr.
Yes.
Would you like to talk about purchase orders now, or would you like to talk about them later on?
What do we want to do, guys? I would like to, we had a police commission meeting prior to the town council meeting, and I would like to talk about something better than POs. And the police commission board, would like to make a recommendation to the town council to reappoint Chief McCarg as the chief for next year. And that was a unanimous vote on the police commission, so that is the recommendation that we are bringing to the council. We don't, we approve that next month, right?
Typically, one department heads in December,
But they meet every other month, so they did it.
Yeah, that's why we, yeah.
So we didn't have to meet next month.
I have no problem doing it
Making
now.
a motion. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to reappoint Chief McCarr for 2025.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Bozak.
Yes.
Councilman Draves.
Yes.
Councilman McGraw.
Yes.
Councilman Loving.
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarr.
Abstain.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Your POs now.
Okay, Pia, go
I'm gonna POs later or not.
Just
So all the POs I have on the table, except for one, are all earmarked to come out of my existing budget. They're all within the budget. After all appropriation moves, so it's the only one is for, there is one to purchase a 2025 police interceptor out of the 2025 budget from Bozak Ford in the amount of $49,551. Obviously, my department's not budgeted to purchase police cars, so I'd be asking for that to be purchased from CCD is where we normally purchase it from, but I'd be open to any recommendations you guys would have.
Nicole, did we earmark for that during budget meeting? Did we earmark anything for that during budget meeting?
I don't believe so, but I can double check and see what that is.
Well, could it be on here?
Is it right
Could
here?
Be on here,
It's
okay,
yeah.
532,000.
here,
Right on the
yeah,
last.
this one right here. I actually have one, but highlighted.
Jeremy, how much was it?
It is $49,551.
My papers.
Nine. Slap the budget. I don't know. I'll make a motion to approve that purchase of the 2025 police interceptor. For the value that you said.
I'll second that.
Roll call or discussion, sorry. No, roll call please.
Councilwoman Graves.
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarr.
Yes, or abstain, sorry.
I think everything else on the agenda, so I'm done.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brian.
Chief Brian. Right where we were.
Good evening, everybody. We had 39 calls of service for the month of October, putting us at, I believe it was just at 15 hours and 30 minutes of service time. The firemen were on fire scenes or crashes. Nothing stands out for special events or anything crazy. We did have an incident involving a fire truck in the building department gutter. While navigating the fire engine around the backside of the building, it came into close proximity to the building. But the gutter causing damage to the fire engine and to the building's gutter. I did get an estimate for repairs, and it's just at $7,300. And I believe $450 to fix the gutter. Moving forward, I didn't know how you guys would handle this, if this is an insurance claim. Or how to go about it.
Thoughts, anybody?
What was the damages on the vehicle?
On the vehicle, body damage, paint damage, and grass damage. There was damage to one flashing LED red emergency light on the side of the vehicle where it cracked the housing. So that would need replaced. The light itself won't need
What was the estimate on that?
$7,300, $73.19 and 49 cents.
And the estimate for the building?
The building,
It's 450, we'll say.
450, exactly.
Right around $8,000 total,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
just under $8,000 total. And their insurance deductible is,
I'd have to double check.
okay.
And how high are we already at for that? Because we have existing claims on
I
that
would have to
also.
double check.
yeah.
I think that's gonna have to be tabled until we see all the
Figure out
further,
whether we should file a claim or just pay it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because you don't want our rates to skyrocket over an $8,000 claim if it,
Did we claim it last, or did we just, was it a not enough damage? It happened before, I don't remember. Okay,
So can we ask the clerk treasurer to look into that for us and have some info at the next meeting?
Yeah, I got to know.
Yes, okay.
thank you.
she was writing over there.
That's, yeah. We have to get all the information for the
December.
next meeting.
Moving forward, I also have a bunch of POs on the table. One of them is outside of my budget, the rest are from appropriations or moves that we made in the budget. It can be covered. The big ticket item that was on the table was for a new pickup truck. And I did the exact same thing Jeremy did and requested it out of CCD. I did try to get other bids. I found other vehicles. The problem was the Ford dealership here in town wasn't open for the special service vehicles or police pursuit vehicles. I did find police pursuit vehicles in LaPorte, at LaPorte Dodge, but they were 2023 models. And they weren't red. But I also got, I gave Lisa a copy of the quote from the BMT commercial trucks. They're willing to give us $12,000 for the Chevy Tahoe on trade-in and also a $2,000 municipal fleet discount, which was going to, it would take the truck from 56,280 to 42,525.
And that would also come out of the. Right, yeah.
Some notes to come out of CCD as well. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
42. Do that.
So.
As far as vehicles, where are we at? Have we heard anything more on the ambulance or what we're doing with the ambulance?
No, mechanic, so I was.
Well, that was,
That might
that was
include Jack
also a vehicle that would like.
work on the
ran
ambulance mechanically and see what we're gonna go with
In the middle of
that.
like.
Okay, but I was just wondering what this, trying to see if that was a possibility using that also.
And then we have to come down to a new year item.
Ryan, to clarify, the truck that would be traded in is the one that's problematic.
That you've been band-aiding for
It's been going on for
a
a while.
minute. I make a motion to approve the vehicle for Chief Nowacki for the funds to come out of the CCD.
And that's for 42 total. cost-
42,525.
Second.
Discussion? He's looking at papers. Was that the correct amount?
Yeah. 42,525.
Yes.
And- Roll call, please.
Councilman Graves,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarr.
Yes.
And then we need to go through the process of decommissioning that vehicle.
Well, it's getting traded in, or I guess we should.
When it gets
go
traded
down.
in.
I should-
It gets
Yeah.
decommissioned when it gets traded in.
Sorry.
When I talked to the sales rep, when we were putting together this vehicle, he did say there would be a grace period before the trade-in would have to take place, which will allow us to upfit the vehicle and have time to remove equipment and place equipment into the new vehicle before it has to be in their possession. So I don't think there's an immediate rush to decommission it just yet until they said 8 to 12 weeks delivery time.
Oh, okay.
And that was one of my biggest issues was finding. Everybody around here wanted to just get something off the lot and make it work. And this is a commercial, GM commercial truck. So it's just spec. It's gonna be exactly what we need and it's built for the purpose of the fire truck. So. It'll be a little bit more convenient, but we won't have to rig any special systems to make it longer function the way we need it to. It'll just be set that way.
I was just gonna ask for clarification, both these vehicles will be delivered in 2025, are the vehicles being purchased from the 2025 budget? Or is the amounts being encumbered, and that's what I'm trying to
There's,
determine, I don't.
124.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. I got one last item, and Nicole, I don't know how this, I have to ask, because I believe December has 3 pay periods in it, and the fire department personnel are all under part-time salary, pay ordinance or pay. And to make sure that our last paycheck of the year doesn't come out of the 2025 budget, I was gonna ask maybe you guys make a motion to allow Nicole, if we have to do it this way, to pay us on the second pay period of the month to where we're not going into 2020.
That.
Talk about the volunteer fire check.
No. That is another issue that, not an issue, but a request, for the actual paychecks for the 3 part-time employees.
Should, on 2024.
Even if the pay period ends on the 31st, that third pay,
So if it ends on the 31st, it will be processed. Yeah, he's got a point because it will be processed and then.
It'll be fresh
That's-
following May will be
January.
The first.
that's what creates our
Yep.
27th pay next year, which is what we're talking about around budget time,
Oh.
so.
A couple options, we could do it the way that Mr. Nowacki is proposing, or I know we have an issue regarding the funds for 2025, rainy day. can take 10% from rainy day, that will cover that additional pay. So the funds are there.
Do you need it for tax purposes that everybody needs to be?
No, but the 2024 budget covers it. But if it's not.
But not the
before
2025
31st, then
budget, they'll be short.
I guess, I don't know how you, if we can encumber it.
I think he's just trying not to short his budget and have to pay 13 months worth of salary next year, like he wouldn't have the same. Because he's paid monthly compared to my guys that are paid hourly and for every 2 weeks. This would create a scenario where he only has 12 pays next year instead of having 13 if you wait till the December 31st pay to pay him.
To make a motion for that?
Mhm.
I don't know what motion needs, so I'm gonna make it.
Haven't heard it.
I'm trying to do my mind, trying to like phrase it.
Nick's-
So,
Nick's coming up with the word.
other than to just say I make a motion to do what Ryan said. Can I make a motion to make the third pay period of December paid in 2024 with 2024 money?
I'll second that.
That's a lot of words.
That's only,
Discussion? Oh, do
Oh,
we have
no.
another hand?
What?
Go ahead.
that's only for the fire department, correct?
Yes,
That's good.
I mean, that's a $20,000 swing for me
yes, yes,
in the
Just-
wrong way.
for the fire
That's
department.
why I asked. Because my budget's been built on that, not, yeah.
Just get you amend that.
Every month, we felt that last week. I just think like board students and stuff like that, like in previous years, with
They go out
prior
in
for
March.
treasurers, those go out, those normally go out early in the month of December. So this would go with that.
I could do an additional pay that way.
Do you have to amend your
No,
motion?
we're gonna do this one just for the fire department.
Okay,
Gotcha.
And well, that is the next one.
any other discussion?
Do you have a second?
Jack.
Down here, somewhere this way.
We're good?
Roll call, please.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Drapes,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilman McCarr.
Yes. Are you,
Last item, I'm asking for you guys to also authorize Nicole to disperse the fire department in-court check of $62,750 for the 2024 contract with the Burnsville Fire Department Incorporation. The contract, I believe, states that they should take possession of the check by the 15th or no later than the 15th of December. But if there is any way we can get that sooner, so we can disperse it sooner.
Does it have to be by those dates?
Hmm?
Does it, it can be before that, it does not have to be.
Yeah, I don't believe it has to be that date.
No, the contract says
To buy that.
aye,
by the 15th.
Okay, I make a motion for our clerk treasurer to disperse the funds of 62,750 to the fire in corp.
Second.
discussion?
What time?
What time did I do it?
Before December 15th,
So at the next,
when is,
at the next payroll,
To amend it to the next payroll on the stuff.
I'm gonna amend that to the next payroll.
And I'll second that amendment to the amendment.
Second the amendment to the amendment.
Okay,
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Drapes.
yes.
Councilman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilman Loving.
yes.
Councilman McCarr.
Yes. Anything else?
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
you're welcome.
before we get too far on the road, we need to talk about what we just did for paying fire this year. Do we need to do anything with police? Or no? Do you want,
No, I don't want anything like,
you're sure budget?
I'm good, like the budget was built so that we had 26 pays, which will be the second pay of December will be our 26 pay. The one that the payroll technically ends on December 31st at midnight. That's the last hours for us. So that will be the first payroll for the following year.
And that's accounted for.
Yeah, I mean, that still creates 27 payrolls next year, which we talked about budget time.
Right.
But this budget wasn't built for that, and I wouldn't want to try and rush to allocate more funds to be able to make that work between now and the end of the year.
Perfect.
Sanitation,
Good evening, council. Just a few things, we know back in, October, we cleaned the majority of the sanitation system. This was in events also to, this was trying to help, cut down some many odors from the location. So, revive is not thinking as bad as it used to now. We had a couple call outs, lift station 1 had a new transducer, lift station 2, the call box went out. And we blew a fuse in the last power surge. Lift station 4 lost power from time, losing power from time to time, but that's, obviously nothing new to that area, which is the rear North Salt Creek and, West North Blue Road and, Cornell's Landing. So, we finally got the correct parts to finish, putting in lift station 6. It is now back to full operation. Call box for lift station 2 went out some time ago, keypad issue that's been returned. It was a warranty issue, so there was no cost there to us. And we replaced the extension ring on the manhole at 1195 Black Road, which is manhole driveway. It was buried 6 inches below gravel, and someone's driveway was just plugged up to grade. And now it's back. Other than that, that's the events happening in the sanitation. And of course, I have a number of POs that we are taking care of. So,
All of the alarms worked properly.
yes. No $18 part.
Sometimes that's all it is.
I like an $18 part, beat some other parts.
Yes.
All right, stormwater, Brandon, do you have anything?
I don't have anything that's moment done.
Okay. All right.
Hi, everybody. I just have a couple of things. The park is just continuing to rent out the arts and crafts building. It's going very well. Every weekend, it's rented. It's, like I said, it's going very well. And also, the park is getting ready to service and repair the lawn equipment. So that's good. We're just working on it next.
Good.
That's it.
RDC?
All right, at the RDC meeting tonight, we discussed, the town was awarded the Safe Streets for All grant a few 6 or so months ago. And, we are going to establish a committee, and Jack has volunteered to be the committee chair for that. The committee is going to consist of, some folks that are on some boards in town, residents in town, and it's just talking about the safety in the streets, as far as like, you know, safety crossing 149, what can we do to make it safer to cross 20, those types of things that we're gonna talk about, at that meeting, so be prepared to hear from Jack. If you see him coming, please don't run, because we need you all. Also, Brandon, the RDC approved the quote, for the Balliard, so you can go ahead and move forward with getting that and getting that installed.
Okay, great.
And that's all I have.
I just want to thank Cleveland Cliffs for their donation to the town for the trail side by side. I want to let you know that the street department's budget has the funds to pay for the rest of it whenever that check gets processed.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Shared Ethics Advisory Commission. So I am still playing phone tag with Courtney. Our schedules just aren't going together. Is there somebody else that's available during the day that could possibly try and contact her?
Do what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
To contact Courtney Smith, for the shared ethics to get, somebody set up with that. Mr. Stahl?
Right there.
Mr. Stahl, okay, the name stopped. Sorry, I'm like, to get Mr. Stout set up with, the shared ethics committee. I've been playing phone tag with Courtney. I don't know, going on 2 months now. We keep missing each other. She's out of town now till Monday. Okay, I can.
You get her email through her law
Yeah.
office, she's there right there in Chesterton.
Yeah, okay. So I can continue trying, but I didn't know if anybody else was wanting to take it on, so. All right, correspondence.
We just had one item, notice a 30-day period for public comment, notice of Indiana.
Oh, that was quick, sorry. Resolutions.
All right, the first one is resolution 2024-13, the PERF enlargement. I think the change is, so I'll make a motion to adopt, but we need to add Joe to it. So I'll make a motion to add Joe to the list and then authorize Jen to sign.
One second.
Any discussion?
Roll call, please.
Sorry.
All right, Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilwoman Graves.
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart.
Yes,
Yep.
I think y'all have a copy, but I need to
I
sign.
mean, one official one with all the signatures.
Either one is fine for two,
That's fine, that's agenda,
just Jen.
agenda, that's fine.
All right, the next one is resolution 2024-14, an amendment to the 2024 salary and wages for the town of Burns Harbor, Porter County, Indiana. Motion to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman Graves,
Yes.
Councilman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes,
Councilwoman McCart.
Yes.
I just looked at the appropriations.
End of the year,
I signed that, we got one, yes.
perfect.
Well, we'll do another
Alright.
one in 2025. Yeah, sorry. Did I miss something?
Gonna be- All right, the next one is resolution 2024-15, town of Burns Harbor
There's a lot.
appropriate transfer.
Yeah.
Be it hereby resolved by the town council of the town of Burns Harbor, Porter County, Indiana, that the following transfers of funds be made from the 2024 budget. General building, $1,500 from 05131 travel expense into 05116 overtime. $500 from 05311 instruction into 05115 part-time clerk. $16 from 05443 office equipment into 05444 other equipment. From the police budget, $792.26 from 02118 assistant marshal into 02111 marshal. $2,752 from 02112 deputy marshal into 02113 clerk. $193.92 from 02112 deputy marshal into 02120 sergeant. $8,497.57 from 0112 deputy marshal into 02127 perf. $268 from 0112 deputy marshal into 02128 cell phone allowance. $4,000 from 02112 deputy marshal into 02114 part-time. $11,157.56 from 02112 deputy marshal into 02445 squad car equipment. $1,700 from 02115 part-time clerk into 02444 other equipment. $16,627.02 from 02121 social security into 02444 other equipment. $400 from 02112 longevity into 02444 other equipment. $1,500 from 02125 professional liability insurance into 02444 other equipment. $2,250 from 02129 uniform allowance into 02244 uniforms. $1,663.78 from 02131 travel expense into 02444 other equipment. From the street department budget, $500 from 03235 bituminous blacktop into 03223 tires and tubes. $400 from 03371 rentals into 03244 uniforms. $365 from 03321 freight into 03444 other equipment. $10,000 from 03362 equipment repairs into 03442 motor equipment. $3,000 from 03392 miscellaneous services into 03442 motor equipment. $460 from 03122 longevity into 05122 longevity building. From the sewage budget, $5,680 from 12123 health insurance into 12115 part-time wages. $480 from other materials, 12237 into 12244 uniforms. $7,835 from 12123 health insurance into 12392 miscellaneous services. $14.75 from 12111 superintendent wages into 12321 freight. And from the town budget, $2,000 from 1131 travel expense into 1243 other supplies. $3,500 from 1312 audit of books into 314 instruction. $17,303.73 from 1312 audit of books into 1315 engineering. $800 from 1131 travel expense into 1315 engineering. $313 from 1131 travel expense into 1341 official bonds. $4,000 from 1361.1 building repairs into 1361 building repairs. $4,202.76 from 1391 subscriptions into 1361 building repairs. $4,688.46 from 1396 promotion of business into 1392 miscellaneous. $1,000 from 1433 office equipment into 1392 miscellaneous. From the redevelopment budget, $200,000 from 1444 TIF other equipment into 1315 engineering. $60,122.36 from 1440 TIF other into 1315 engineering. $800 from 1391 subscriptions and dues into 1112 secretary. $10 from 1391 subscriptions and dues into 1128 cell phone. From the BZA budget, $850 from 7314 legal services into 7111 BZA secretary. And from the CCD budget, $150 from 1444 other equipment into 1411 land. Passed and adopted this 13th day of November 2024. Motion to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call please.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak. Yeah. Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman Graves,
Yes.
Councilwoman Stark.
I'm just gonna abstain. All right, new business. I'm gonna skip around a little bit. Sorry, guys. We're gonna do the scholarship board is here. Or Tony, one of the representatives for the scholarship board,
Yeah.
to award
Thank you.
scholarships to.
I am excited to be here, representing the scholarship board to award some recipients tonight. Just for a way of information, the scholarship board is currently made up of Andy Bozak, who is our vice president, Alan McMurray, who is our secretary, Connor Wenthal, and myself. I'm serving as the president this year. And so we have 6 awards that we want to give out tonight. The first is to Natalie Army, and Natalie is attending Indiana University Northwest, majoring in radiology. Her goals for the future are to become a radiological technician and eventually apply to grad school to become a radiologist. She is receiving her 2nd scholarship award tonight. And then our second is for Sophia Portugal. Sophia is a junior at Valparaiso University, majoring in exercise science. Her plans for the future are to attend college and earn her doctorate in occupational therapy. And she is also receiving her 2nd award. Because we are awarding these so late in the year, the other 4 are unable to attend because they're at school. But we did also have Reese McKenzie. He's a freshman at PNW. He's currently studying mechanical engineering, but he's changing his major in the spring to criminal justice so he can become a state trooper for the Indiana State Police. He also, I didn't know this about Reese, but he also takes, he does pictures for the high school and also for Purdue University Northwest. This is his 1st award tonight. And then we have Haley Freeze. She has lived in the Duneland community her whole life. This scholarship will support her pursuit to be a nurse practitioner. She is especially excited to continue her education with the goal of serving the Burns Harbor community. Her passion for nursing and commitment to delivering compassionate, accessible care in areas like Burns Harbor are at the heart of her educational and professional journey. And this is her 3rd scholarship award. We also have
Adam Davis, and Adam will be graduating with a bachelor's degree in computer science from Purdue University next year. After graduation, he plans to either work as a software engineer or start his master's degree in computer science, and this is his fourth scholarship award.
Wow.
And then our last one is Griffin Dooley. Griffin attends IU Bloomington, and he studies business and finance and economics. He says he's had an unexpected, diverse, and triumphant journey so far in his life, which he says has made him hardworking, driven, and disciplined. And this is his third scholarship that he's receiving. And I just want to mention, it is late in the year for us to do this, so we will be taking applications in the spring, April of next year. Students attending traditional 2 or 4-year college, university, trade school, or training program may apply and receive up to 4 awards. We do encourage students of all ages to apply for the scholarship. Applications will open in April of 2025. All of our scholarships this evening were $1,500. And if you're interested, we do have 1 vacant seat on our board. You can email me if you're interested, and we would love to fill that seat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Great.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Let's move on. We're gonna do,
We have a NIA hearing on our agenda. So we'll go ahead and let you guys speak.
Do you want to just
Oh.
kind of set the record a little bit with
Oh.
building commissioner? So this is with regards to Mr. Anaya's property at 1182 Salt Creek Road. He has been working on improving the property and making it habitable. The building commissioner sent him a letter on October 1st, essentially setting this evening's hearing under Indiana code for unsafe building to have a hearing to determine whether or not that order should be enforced to have the building demolished. Mr. Nye is here tonight with a representative, a real estate agent. If you want to introduce yourself, sir.
Sure, I'm Randy Boyle. I own American Classic Realtors in Munster. I've had the property listed probably a year and a half, and we have our cash buyer was presented a purchase agreement that was accepted. We were hoping to close sometime last week. Those happened pretty quickly. Title workers come in, it's clear. We're all ready to go. I was expecting that gentleman to be here tonight. He indicated he would be. I've tried to call and text. I have not received a response. So I believe we still have a buyer. If we don't, Mr. Anaya does have another contractor that he knows that has expressed interest. And I've had probably 2 showing requests in the last 5 or 6 days. So there has been an increased interest. So my request would be that we would have an opportunity to see if we can get that buyer to closing. I think he is called into the town and spoken with somebody. He said that he had. He chose to wait until this hearing date so that before he closed on it to make sure that he would be able to continue to finish the rebuilding of that house. So he's not here. But I think as we discussed earlier, I'm happy to send over the purchase agreement that I have. And I think might be appropriate to ask for maybe a 30-day extension so that we can actually get a property sold.
So until the council is the hearing board, the 5 members of the council want to continue the hearing to enforce the order of your building commissioner if the property is transferred. You essentially have to start over with the new owner when it comes to, if they want to request a permit to do work on property, because my understanding it's not habitable, it's not safe right now, that there's a lot of work that needs to be done to get it up to code and for an occupancy to be permitted.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure if you have any questions of me or from Mr. Anaya or your building commissioner.
My only concern is that this has been going on for many years, and we get to this point of an unsafe building, and there's supposedly a proposed person's gonna, we need something, I don't think we should extend it to 30 days, I think we can extend it to the end of this month. If we do not receive a letter of content purchasing this property, then this board will go through with
The purchase agreement I can email to you immediately.
that'd be fine.
That
Like
exists.
this, yeah.
But in fairness, he is not here. I have not been able to reach him after he indicated he would be here. So I believe he's still on the line and wants it, but I don't know that for sure.
Well, like I said, until our next meeting, I don't want to push this any longer. As the discussion, the board has been postponing this. I would like to see this done by the end of this month so that we can make a decision at our next meeting. What to pursue with this property.
No, I mean, my question is, at the beginning of this year, I tried to renew my permits. You guys refused to renew. I don't know why there was a reason, because you guys, you have inspected me that time. And I spent about $3,000 each time I renew my permits, okay? Now, I don't know what I don't understand what's the answer in my house. Okay? The rafters, I cut them off for 24 inches. So I put around.
I don't know if we're going into the hearing right now.
No.
The hearing set, are you asking to continue the hearing to enforce the order to demolish it? Is that what the request is?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
And I understand what you're saying, Councilman McGraw, about the end of the month. The end of the month technically is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, the next council meeting. Where this hearing would be continued to would be Wednesday, December 11th. So, I mean, I know we're splitting hairs.
Right.
Well, we postponed it, and again, as far as, I don't know at this point I mean, this has been going on for 2 years, and I just want to put an end to this one way or the other.
Well, I just feel like it's a repeat. It's a repeat, last minute, coming back at last minute, because you did not show up at the last meeting that you were supposed to.
Yeah, I'm totally forgot.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure for the.
And also, there was Joe and I came out and did the inspection with you.
Yeah.
You were told at that time to get an engineer to tell what needs to be done on that. We have not seen any of that reports or any of that following through. That's why we're very frustrated at this point. And if you want to continue this to the next meeting, but if there is not a sold property or something that says that this is going to be pursued, then this board's going to have no place.
You know, it's shown twice.
Pardon me?
For the foundation, the engineer showed up at the twice.
We're not about the foundation, we're about what the
Now
roof
it's-
structure is right now. You've done things to that roof that, in the opinion of the building commissioner, it needs to be addressed, and we need to have an engineer state what needs to be done there to correct that problem.
But if he's gonna sell the property, that's not. gonna be-
That's not even-
Right, if you're selling the property, none of that will be an issue.
Yeah.
If that is not done before next meeting, then we're going to pursue demolition of that property.
Thank you.
So here's my question, if you wanna email the contract to me and I can.
And he
share
goes
that
forward.
with the rest of the- Okay, I'm sure that was. the
Thank you.
council. So do you need?
So
to-
we need to make a motion.
Hang on. So. It's.
Why don't you make a motion in a second so we can have some discussion?
Okay.
I'll make a motion to enforce the building commissioner's order.
Well, you have to have a hearing to. You have to follow, if we're gonna. That's what this hearing is for,
Mhm.
and we have to, they get to present evidence, you need to hear from your building commissioner. So if we wanna go through that,
Do we want to go through?
we have to get a due process.
Well, I guess my question is, if you sell it, what's gonna change?
The
Like,
buyer.
Then we start the process all over again.
We've been through this one.
This has
Yeah.
happened
Same
before, I
property.
mean, I've got the property record for, it was previously owned by Philip McCorney in 2007, and this happened in the late 20 teens. And then it
Then do
was
we-
purchased
then we
by
just
Lake
start the
County
process
Beans
all over.
shortly, and then purchased by Mr. Anaya in May of 2020.
Do we have the funds to?
Because how much will that cost?
We have Joe's quotes on that, and that's some of the evidence that your building commissioner is gonna present tonight.
Okay.
I do have a set of complete architect's prints on this one. That have been done since Mr. and I applied. I don't know if you have a copy of those, I can certainly make sure that you have.
Yeah, they do have a copy.
They do.
All right, so,
Do you have a copy of that, Joe?
That doesn't sound familiar.
yeah, I came from the city. The department, they have a copy of my.
If it came to the building department, the building commissioner would have that. He does not.
I can make sure that it does.
Um,
I don't know.
Buddy? What do we wanna do?
I wanna hear from the bill.
Alright, Bill, show us what you have.
I've got a copy for each of the council members of the code 36,797. And so if you want to move forward with the hearing, the person to whom the order was issued, any person having a substantial property interest in unsafe premises that are subject to the order, or any other person with an interest in the proceeding, appear in person or by counsel at the hearing. Each person appearing at the hearing is entitled to present evidence, cross-examine opposing witnesses, and present arguments. So, lock in, if we're doing this, we're,
Are we doing a hearing?
yeah,
Guys?
you're either doing a hearing and we're gonna be here for a time. Or we're bumping this to next month. I mean, we have some strict requirements if we're gonna comply with Indiana code and demolish this property. And unless you wanna be on the other side of a lawsuit because we didn't comply with code, let's do it the right way.
Mhm.
Right.
Right. Well, we need to know if we're having a hearing or not. I mean, and get started. Do we want to proceed with hearing?
Doesn't have to be in, you can set it for another night, you can continue for another night, you can suggest that you make sure all of you are here and that I'm available.
Yeah.
I just don't want to bring this into another town council meeting.
Well, I don't think.
Well, there's a reason we set these
Yes.
on town council nights, because we know that all of you will be here.
Right.
We should better plan to be here.
I'm curious to see what the architectural plans are.
So then are we postponing the hearing?
I'll make a motion to postpone the hearing to the December meeting, town council meeting.
Do we have a second for discussion?
And I'm gonna pray hard that someone's gonna buy this place and fix it, and this isn't gonna happen again.
That would
Great.
be two of us.
Three.
Second it, because then we can have discussion. Second.
All right. Is there anything else we need to discuss about this? We're postponing it to the next council meeting. All right. Roll call, please.
Councilman McGraw,
Abstain.
Councilman Graves,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarr.
Yes. So we're postponing the hearing till the next council meeting, December 11th, is that correct?
Whatever information you bring it
Here at 7, yes. I have my card here as well. Need it. We'll see you then. You're welcome.
If I need to make a copy of a set of prints and get them to somebody.
Could you send them to Joe? Here.
That one has to be public.
No,
No.
that one has to be public. This has, no.
If you are, maybe.
Good. But- All right. So we're gonna move on. Okay. Staff anniversaries, the only one I have is Andrew Scout. It looked like he was hired in November of last year.
He's
I'm
just full-time January 11th, I think.
Okay.
But I think I don't know when it's part-time it started,
Part-time,
but.
okay. I was just going by our list of hire dates.
That's fine, but,
Okay, all right, good job, Andrew. All right. Town complex bids, Joe had sent us 5.
We don't have this printed, do we?
I do, I can send it down to you. Hold on. Use my sheet paper, dollar store paper, it's really thin.
I've reviewed myself personally, I've been speaking with Joe on this, and I reviewed all the bids. They all seem to be in line, they're all basically quoting the same thing, except for one talking about putting carpeting in the building instead of hardwood floor. I would strongly recommend not putting hardwood or carpeting back in there, because that just holds issues and problems down the road. So the contract from Hen and Sons Construction Services, which comes to an amount of, with additional taking care of all the windows, the 20 windows in the complex, not just the room windows, but the other 4 windows that are in front of the building. Their total is $53,507. I would recommend that process be, that was still one that we should award the contract to by looking at all this with my background and experience in the building and speaking with the building commissioner. The only thing that I would like to see done is if we do award this contract tonight, that we also, before the interior is completed, that we get a subcommittee or couple of people together to sit down and discuss the futures of this building. Because I think one thing that should be done is audio visual should be put into that building while the walls are open. So that we don't, if we do
It
have a
already
meeting
has
in there,
it.
that will, some of it is, some of it isn't, but it
We
needs to
already
be.
have cameras in there, in that room.
I think he's talking more for presentations.
Oh, okay.
Presentations and microphones, so we don't have to run recording like we do
Okay.
here. Just to get it, now with the walls open, I think AV should be looked into, and
Okay.
we can get a couple of people together. I'll be more than glad to
So-
sit with Joe and somebody else if they'd like to. But at this time, I'd like to make a motion that we award Hen and Sons, the construction services, the award to get the boat going.
Do you, I guess, second for discussion. Anybody? Okay. My thing is all the quotes, it's all steel siding, so it's gonna look like a pole barn. I would like to have some kind of stone, at least on the front. All those quotes don't have it.
That's part of the reason why you have the mold, because of the 2-inch mortar joints, all of that stuff cracks and gives over time, and that's asking for problems.
So then what can we do to make it?
So the side by the police station that they did, it goes from here in to the ground, and there's flashing underneath of it. That's the best way to shed water away from the building, and it will also match what's already existing there.
I'm just saying, I don't want our town hall to look like a pole barn. It's our town hall. It's the place that everybody sees, they come to pay their sewage bill. I'm not okay with it looking like a pole barn. That's my opinion. I do agree with having a subcommittee. Those are my notes on it. And I don't think these quotes included the west wall. So that might be something we look into as like a second project, get the front done.
Because there's so many more utilities in the capital back there.
Right.
That would push the post over $100.
Right, but if we really don't have the funds to knock down and build a building. So if we're gonna invest, we need to do it now. It needs to last us at least, I don't know, 10, 15 years at least, hopefully, maybe longer. But yeah, my biggest thing is I don't want it to look like a pole barn.
Well, I think then.
Well, besides the stone, could there be anything else on the building? So it's not just straight?
Yeah, there's a number of ways that you can do that, without it being more of a compromising issue, for mold. With different types of texture, brick.
Right.
Different things that you could do. Like I said, it's just anytime you make a break in something, potentially water doesn't need much.
Yeah.
Anytime you do that, you're opening yourself.
And I understand that. I understand that. I just don't want it to look like,
Aesthetically, it doesn't need to look like a pole barn in the middle of.
and here's our town hall. I mean.
Sure.
You had your hand up?
I was just gonna suggest that this addition that we're sitting in has. The appearance of it is nice and it has a brick or stone on the outside from.
Right.
the bottom up, something similar to that would.
Well, that would adjust the quotes then, correct?
Yeah, we would
that's
have to
why
get
I
new
said, yeah,
quotes
we'd
and
have to
that's
get new
fine.
quotes.
Okay. Then. I would say get new quotes. This is just for. Steve fighting.
Any thoughts, discussion?
I mean,
I don't wanna
personally,
keep interrupting, but Clay, would it be appropriate if they? If they did decide they wanted to go with Hen and Sons for them to accept Hen and Sons quote and then look for an amendment for that, for the.
Or a change order.
For a change order to do that brick, that
The
way.
exterior.
Cause if you already clearly. If that's the contractor that you guys are wishing to go with. Then that way you're not asking 5 more people with already knowing that those 4 of them aren't gonna get it. I mean, one of them was $30,000 more than the rest.
I think that. Oh.
Question, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Is there any structural change in the building itself? Or any change in the space itself, as far as the room size or?
I don't think we're changing anything.
no,
No, so the structural is the same.
Structural's gonna stay the same.
Yeah,
it's just the exterior.
we're gonna
Right,
add an
so it's not gonna be
upstairs.
No, I just want to make sure that it doesn't.
Now we're putting in a room with bunk beds.
I just want to make sure that.
We can't meet in that room for all of our things because it's not, so we're investing money. We wanna talk about that kind of thing now, that means if that's something that we want to happen.
No, just require a state permit.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that, the town, submit that permit if it's not going in.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. We kind of jumped all over you. And then,
Jack.
I will amend it then to say that we'll award Hen and Sons that's rebuilding of the town hall, but we would get a committee of Joe, myself, and whoever else wants to be on that subcommittee to talk about the exterior finish, taking away the metal finish and going into something that'll,
and we would have to get a new quote from them.
and get a new quote for them on that portion of it.
Would you wanna do that just on the front or all the way around?
I'd be fine if it was just out in the front, or maybe the one side.
North of the building?
No, and north, right? North
the lake.
Sorry.
North, the lake's that way.
I know, I was thinking, guys, I was thinking.
I can find the lake, I'm good.
I know. But yeah. It doesn't have to be all the way around.
Okay, we'll discuss that with Hen and Sons and see what they come up with. We'll keep the committee together and we will keep the council informed of the exterior of the building, but this way at least they know they're gonna start pursuing that. Because it is gonna take time to order windows and
Right.
all of that, so at least they can start that.
Do we have a second? for his amended motion?
I think I seconded.
Oh,
I
okay.
seconded.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Graves,
Yes.
Councilman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman Carr.
Yes. So who's gonna, how are we gonna build this committee?
Well, I think
You
the
want,
building
you
committee-
wanna be on it?
Yes, I'll
And
be on it with Joe.
Joe
I
wants
think
to be
Joe
on
should be
it.
the
Joe should need to be
lead.
on it.
Lead on it, and
Anybody else?
anybody else on
wanna-
this council would like to?
I just added a committee today, I'm out.
Yeah, put me on
Sorry,
it.
guys.
Tell me when you're gonna be.
Okay,
I want it to look good.
Oh, yeah.
well,
Okay.
and again, if anybody's got suggestions or what they would like to see,
Right.
or sees a picture of something.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm joining on that.
Okay,
If that's okay, I don't know if that's.
so it'll be Joe lead it, I'm on it, Brandon's on it, and Lisa said she'd be
That's
on it.
fine,
Okay.
yes.
And we will report back to the board as quickly as possible once we talk to Penn and Sons to see where they can go with this.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's see. I'm gonna skip number 3 for now. Let's go to the cat loader quote. Sorry, I know. You have coupons.
For
free?
No. Free shirt, I got big government discount.
Or an ATM.
I got, so again, I provided a lower quote, it's the same order we got now, except new. I know there's questions about the warranty, much of a warranty will. The top premier warranty for 84 months, 8,000 hours. Almost added this price for $122,080. I also got
The new one.
a monthly payment amount, it would be at 5.49%, $2,331 a month for 60 months as an option, as paying a full amount. Our loader is desperate needed of help. There's a trading value of 16,000. I feel like the next time something happens to us, we're gonna be beyond that price, we're gonna be under. It's an old piece of equipment, it's got issues.
What year is it?
The 99,
Okay, just wanted that noted. Thank you.
yeah. It's a very important piece of equipment, cannot let that thing break down during any time. Problem, this would be. I don't know, it'd be easier to wait for the new year.
What did we make payments out of a funds, like the fire truck?
Let's go, so we have 20 grand out there and top of what we added today, so. Where are we at? So.
Yeah, what is, how did somebody make the payments for, the ambulance, where did that? What,
Or it was a fire, one of,
That was, ambulance was out of CCD.
was that CCD?
But we just took a bottom line out of the 2 cars.
and it can't come out of CEDA, right?
Check.
Rough with the end of the night if we did a CCD. And I'll just say I'm against the idea of financing this and paying interest
Mhm.
for 5 years. Thank you for the, thanks for the option.
Well, no, yeah,
I know,
yeah.
But
yeah.
How many bake sales can we have to pay for this?
No.
Street department things.
They would use that to load the salt into the trucks.
like you said, it's gonna cost us an additional 16,000 the next time something
Oh,
breaks
yeah,
on this.
I mean, if anything happens,
We shouldn't be
it's big money, we're gonna be under. It.
Just drinking everyone.
I mean, we don't, we could take it out there, could we? Because that's basically all the money. Correct? Pretty close. And if anything else,
I don't know if
we have.
Waited to a year on it. I don't know, so it's just that far.
Yeah, this is probably gonna keep going up.
Oh, yeah. It's like different. It's longer. Please say it's number one for all time goals. Anyway.
Anybody have any ideas?
I think we pay for it out of CCD and we ask Brandon to go back and see if there's anything that can be done about the $2,920 that we're gonna pay for freight. So I would say not to exceed 122,080,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you can get that
That's
to
my
cover the 2920 for
I
freight,
can find that.
that'd be wonderful if you can ask.
I can do that.
You can just, I mean, they may. I mean, you're also getting to the end of the year where people are trying to hit their numbers, and if we're saying that's gonna be 122,080, but we want you to knock off the freight, ship it to us for at your expense, that'd be great. So I would say if we can make that ask, so I'll make a motion to
There you go.
to authorize the purchase of this from Alpha in amount not to exceed $122,080. And I would ask that Brandon go to them and try to negotiate the money down.
Yeah, but we would never, the one in a year with $200,000 worth of money.
Beg, plead. Oh,
Hey, hang on one second.
do you have a
Before we
coupon?
do that,
Oh, wait, we need a
we need
second.
a second first.
I'll
If
second.
I'll second it.
Oh,
What?
Gordon Corner, is that in Hammond? Is we should go ahead?
Well, I don't know where it's at. Okay. We can have it in a week. It's.
Because we're charging $2,500 a haul Hammond to here.
Yeah, I guess.
You can call Precision for $500.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I just want to get the quote with everything.
Yeah, I was finding where it is and like they said,
Absolutely.
maybe cover freight. We're getting $2,500 a Hammond to here. That's crazy.
Right, absolutely.
I thought you were gonna make a donation. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I got excited.
Yeah, I mean,
There are things, this machine not sitting idle for hours and hours and hours.
No. It'll be.
These new diesels, you cannot, absolutely cannot do that.
oh, yeah, you.
Yeah.
You'll be, warranty. Right.
Any
So
other,
just to clarify, it's not to exceed 122,080. And you're gonna go back and try to get that down to zero.
Mhm.
A good point. If it's, if the answer is no, we're gonna charge you the 2920, but it's local. Then we're gonna maybe try to find our own
Yeah, I'll
method.
find my own.
Train.
Yep.
I'll drive it back.
I'll teach you.
I'll figure it out.
Oh, it's pretty easy.
We got lights and sirens behind us.
There you go.
All right. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Bozak? Yes. Councilman Graves?
Yes.
Councilman McGraw?
Yes.
Councilman Loving?
Yes.
Councilwoman Carr?
Yes. All right, employee work logs, somebody help me out here.
There was a question brought to my attention in regards to employee work logs. I believe currently the only employees that fill them out are the street and sanitation department as well as the building department.
Is this like the daily, like
Do we want to continue
From
doing this?
8 to 8:30? I went to the bathroom, or
Yep.
8:15, I cut down a tree. I don't know, sorry.
Well, the only. Like, it's in my mind, I think that that's micromanagement that we don't need. But then the other part of me says that that's what allows us to know that we spend X number of hours per year mowing. That's how we know
Take track of
that
it.
we spend X number of hours per year on vehicle maintenance or weed eating or whatever. So is there a way to meet in the middle somewhere on that where we're not tracking people in 15-minute increments, because that's rude. But we still keep track of,
The hours mowed.
hey, I spent 8 hours today mowing. Like, we don't need detailed logs, but how would we do that? If we got rid of those, so maybe we don't do anything tonight. Maybe we say, why don't you think about how can we get rid of the employee logs in 15 or 30 minute increments?
Save on paper.
But keep the data year over year of this is how much time we spend on, maybe it's just the major tasks. Mowing, mowing and weed eating, vehicle maintenance, snow plowing.
Because you still want monthly report out.
Well, because we just need to know, I mean, if you guys are spending a lot of time mowing, that helps us know that. You know, we're gonna be facing the expense of a lawnmower in 2 years, not 3, or. So we just need to know high level, I think, what those figures are, but I certainly don't need to know that down to 15-minute increments of what people are doing with their time. Fair?
I agree.
Or
I'm fine with that.
We'll try to come up with something and then, we'll let you guys know. See if we can make that easier for everybody.
That's fine.
All right.
Fire extinguisher service proposals. Anybody? What is that? I don't know.
Did everybody have?
No.
No. Sorry.
In light of Hoosier Fire, getting rid of their fire extinguisher service, I saw that someone was still in the lead on trying to replace them, and it is a very important thing as far as safety. And the annual testing up on those. So I took the liberty of reaching out to several extinguisher companies, most of them are local. And the 3 that finally got back to me are sitting before you. One was Reliable, which is very well known in this area. They quoted like over $600 to do all the 5 locations. Another one was AAA Valley. I don't remember what they came in, and I think it was like 4 or something, and third one was Safety Training Services out of Griffith, and they came in at 3 and change. So we use a lot, especially for the fire extinguishers that we carry on fire trucks and get in the firehouse. I know we use also throughout town. It's a service that we don't want to pass up or don't want to overlook. So that's what I got for you.
And you recommend safety training services?
Yes.
So it's 300, you wanna do like an NTE? 500?
Those for basically all the parts.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like.
Make a motion to authorize this service from safety training services, not to exceed $500.
One second.
Discussion? Roll call, please, when you're ready.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilman Graves,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes,
Councilwoman McCarthy.
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, I guess we'll bounce back to amendment of the town handbook. We had a department head meeting 13th, October 13th. Our next department head meeting is December 20th, and I'm moving it to 5 PM. I know we had scheduled it for 10, but we're moving it to 5. But anyway,
Is that me? That could be me this one.
it could be you. Yeah. Nobody in for it. Yeah. Okay. And then, so float holiday. I guess it's a really weird equation on how,
There isn't one.
or there isn't one.
There isn't. one.
Okay,
It states in the handbook that it will be prorated depending on your hire date, but there is no equation.
oh,
There is no breakdown, so there is no guidance on how to determine that.
what do we want to do?
I know other people will catch that.
You had
Do- what would be-
the formula, or you can grant 1 day on the date of hire, and somebody that gets hired on December 15th. As a floating holiday for the first 15 days that they work.
Would that be easy for
To do
the
that.
HR aspect of it?
Just grant a floating holiday as part of the package.
Okay. Yes, Do we need a motion for this?
No,
Do
there's no inclusion, it's just.
Straightforward.
we need a motion to make a change in the handbook?
I'll make a motion to amend the employee handbook to include one floating holiday granted in full at the date of hire.
Second.
Discussion, sorry, I forgot what I was doing for a second. Roll call, oh,
I have a question then. Joe just started this year and he doesn't have his number yet for the floating holiday. Does that mean he gets a floating holiday for this year? He started in August.
yes,
So we know.
yeah, right,
You said as of the date.
Cause I had Maddie as well.
yeah,
We said the date that he was hired, so.
Do we make it retroactive?
why not?
Since we didn't put it right the first time,
Right,
we halfway did it the first time.
Just need the amended motion.
Yeah, right, I was looking at Lisa,
okay,
said not a head yes. and-
Yes.
Yeah, I'll amend my motion to make it retroactive to any employee that was hired this year.
Second.
any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak, Councilman Graves,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarr.
Yes. Okay, a couple other things that we discussed at the meeting, for us to review the PO policy, it's under resolution 2023-08. Department heads are finding it hard to stay, to be like in certain dollar amounts. They're asking for an increase in the purchase order, policy. Because right now it's like less than 500.
Do you know when the last time we adjusted that was?
And what would you like it adjusted to? A dollar
We
amount.
discussed this, it was basically, that was our question to you guys.
Like, where are you, like, cause I get obviously.
Things are
inflation,
expensive, yeah.
Especially if we have not changed that number in several years. So where, like, you're looking at what you're purchasing, more closely than we are as far as shopping around for things. So where do you guys feel that?
What's a
those
comfortable
need to
number?
be? I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and then everyone say number. 1, 2, 3.
1,000.
You didn't say anything.
Cause I was gonna say 1,500. I would like to be able to replace a set of tires on one of my patrol cars without having to wait a month to come to a council meeting. Like, if it's a budgeted item, it's within my budget. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, just for comparison, Porter is at 5,000. I understand we don't have the same budget and everything else, but like, what we're asking for is still significantly less than surrounding communities.
1,500.
So just to clarify for everybody, because Nicole just clarified it for me, as it is right now, up to $499 is done with the liaison signature.
Mhm.
So the ask is just to have it be 1,500. But it's still gonna have to have a council signature on it.
Is it up to 1,500 and then a liaison signature?
No, it's up to 1,500 and then above 1,500 requires 3 signatures.
Right, but our request, can we request it be 1,500 and then anything or 1,499, anything over that? A liaison signature?
No, it would still have to be.
You would still walk it through the liaison no matter what, correct?
So the policy is 0 to 499.99 is no signature. 500 to 999 is 1 signature. Anything over 1,000 requires 3 signatures in a council.
Well, we should
That's what we have.
spread that out. I think we could have 1,000 on each.
Can we say 1,000 for a liaison and then
I think
1,500?
That's too much for that.
Biggest
I don't,
talk about this was the prices of everything has gone up,
I
skyrocketed.
mean, if you guys go 1,000, I'm not gonna be upset, but it's still a huge relief on what I'm doing now, like, I can't put brakes on one of my cars until the purchase orders.
But we also hire these guys and gals to run their departments, and we
Right.
trust that they're gonna do that.
Mhm.
So if the difference is between 500 and 1,500. That doesn't feel like a change to me, it's a problem. Cause I know who's gonna be making the decisions, and I trust their judgment,
Right.
so
So can we raise it to 15 and
Yeah,
So,
call under 1,500 is NA, 1,500 to.
yeah, so 15, below 1,500, they don't need a signature, 1,500 to
25?
Requires a leave, it's not signature, anything above 2,500 requires three.
Okay.
Does that sound reasonable for what everybody's?
Yeah, that sounds, that's a good one.
So then, okay,
A second.
discussion. Roll call.
Are we good?
All in favor?
It's a resolution.
Oh,
It'll
okay,
need to be a resolution, because it's.
so we'll wait then, okay.
So we'll have to sign it
Resolution
next.
Meeting,
Oh, you lost without you.
Thank you.
sorry.
No,
Okay,
thank you.
Okay, well, I had it wrote down as a resolution. Here, all right. The other thing, vacation time, Jeremy had emailed us all a chart of the area of the local of the surrounding towns and how they operate and disperse vacation time. And I lost my paper, guys, sorry. I had it all in order. Here it is. Yeah, so I'll pass it down. That shows where we're at in regards to everybody else. Can you tell us what ours is currently?
And what are you asking for?
Well, I'm asking
Well-
for June, but, honestly, I think that's up to you guys, wait. I mean, ultimately, it's your decision, but you can look at every community in Porter County and it's clear that we're either the worst or the second worst in the entire county. We are decent up until you get 3 weeks at 5 years, and then we have to work another decade to get a quarter year. Which is not consistent with any other surrounding community. Like Portage, for instance, so it's not the best, but it's close to it. Portage gets 1 year, or check that, 1 week at 1 year, 2 at 2, which is the same as us. They get their third week at 4 years, fourth week at 8 years, fifth at 13, and sixth at 20. We just stopped at 4.
It's better than the West deal.
And then Porter and
Really just that
Chesterton
long.
are, they gained their fourth week at 10 years,
5 to 15,
which is 5 years sooner than us.
so that's a 10-year gap.
Right, well, that's kind of, it's pretty close for here.
Take 5 weeks.
Retain employees, longevity. I mean,
We pay for 90% of the insurance, that should retain a bunch.
Like, so Lori's been here long enough to be able to know all of this stuff. It was reduced at one point in time. The council used to give the employees up to 5 weeks at a portion, but they decided at some point in time that they wanted to take that from the employees.
no,
I understand that. I'm just saying, that's the history of where we're at.
Yeah.
And just looking at it as, like, at least my department, if somebody goes on vacation, yeah, it reduces our coverage, but it doesn't accrue overtime as a result. So it's an expense that doesn't necessarily affect my budget. Now, I understand that if you're, if you got a clerk on vacation, potentially you have part-time hours for that. I understand that there's some funding to it, but it's not a budget breaking thing. But it's literally, I've been here 12 years, we've never even discussed it.
So you're asking for retention purposes for us to.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I mean, if you look at it, it's like, why would I work in Burns Harbor if I could go to Porter?
Because we pay 90% of our employees' insurance. I look at it that way also, where I would like to know what other areas pay for insurance. If you go to US Steel, there's a 10-year gap where you get another week. So I'm not saying we don't deserve it, but I want to feel other things out before we're gonna say, yes, we're gonna, in my opinion, add on more to that.
I'm just trying to, I was asked in the department meeting to bring things to light and
Yeah.
here it is.
and he did the research and is bringing it to us.
I think we did get a request to discuss that. Cause I think Lisa's right, you gotta look at it from, as a whole comp package.
You don't, yes.
You wanna
Can we table this
revisit
then?
this in December?
Oh, definitely.
Well, there's nothing, I mean, it's not gonna affect this year regardless.
Yeah.
I definitely wanna come back
Yeah.
to it.
I'm just,
Okay.
I'm going through these things because I've sent out the email of what we've talked about, and unless we bring it to the council meeting, we're not gonna end up anywhere. So, we'll revisit this in December. The next thing we need to discuss is our drug testing policy. Given some recent events, it's kind of questionable, very gray. So we're looking to rewrite our drug testing policy. I know Nicole down there with HR background. I don't know if it's something you want to take on and look, or you want to develop a subcommittee. Or you want somebody else to do it and you review it? What are your thoughts?
Subcommittee would be fine, it affects multiple departments.
Right,
So,
right.
More than nine.
Here's my question. The N-Corp, can we drug test them? They are contracted, they are not a town employee, they're contractors of the town. So where's that gray area? I mean, based on US Steel, if you're a contractor on US Steel property and you get hurt, Ryan, what happens?
Okay.
Exactly. So that's the gray area where we don't know if
I
we,
definitely think anybody who is.
you're operating town
driving
vehicles.
town Property, this cab,
Mhm.
town equipment. And you're operating it, and there's an accident that you should have within your policy, employee or volunteer, you're tested.
And immediate, correct?
Yeah,
But right now, our policy only, go ahead, sorry.
Contractual with the import. Added to the contract with the import.
and that probably.
Probably should be.
Well,
Can we put an amendment for our contract that we already signed, or does that then have to go into effect in a new contract?
We'll be signing a new one.
We'll be signing a new one.
Soon.
This one expires in 6 weeks. No, less than that,
Mhm.
the 30th.
Okay, so can you put an amendment?
We moved it to November 30th.
that was the end of the year, it's end of November.
Our fiscal year, labor ends November 30th,
Yeah, but what is our agreement said?
till November 30th.
Okay.
So then the contract, before we sign it, can you put that amendment in it?
So let's have.
Great
Okay.
language, yeah.
Yeah, and then Clay would review it before we
All right.
sign anything.
Clay crafted the language,
Mhm.
just reviewing.
Financial responsibility for the drug test. Move that up a little bit. Because the import might not have it.
I mean, if it was an employee, it'd be the town,
It's
so.
the town. I would say the town.
I
Town,
would say it's probably as rare as it would be.
right, the town.
Can you craft that language, Clay?
Give me the editable version of the agreement.
With the, Can you send him that?
Copy.
Yes, sir, I will.
okay, Adam has
Same
a
time,
copy
yeah,
of the,
I mean, it might be, it's gonna be in that agreement, it's gonna be in the employee manual, and we'll have to look at town code too, I mean, and it has to be consistent.
Just across the board.
Yeah.
Who wants to be on the subcommittee for the drug testing policy? Are you volunteering
Yeah,
or you have a,
absolutely.
okay,
I'll
and Nicole then, right? Good, okay,
I'll volunteer and show it.
all right, perfect.
Does she know that?
No, she will soon. All right. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. Okay. We're moving on. Approval of October 2024 financial report.
I make a motion to approve the October 2024 financial report.
Discussion, roll call, please.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilman Bozak. Yeah. Councilman Graves,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart.
Yes. Approval to pay vouchers with 3 or more signatures. There's a lot of POs on the table, guys. So,
Second.
I have a question about the pay voucher, I just wanna make sure that the pay applications for Ethan Valley, they're included, is that correct? Just we want to make sure to close the project and that is something to do with the county.
2024, this.
So was that APDs or PRs?
Who,
Was that APDs or PRs?
the last one?
No, that was APs.
Yeah.
This is number
Who's
10.
the second?
Me,
I mean,
That.
I made the motion, I think it was Lisa.
me,
Okay. Roll call, sorry. Right where I'm at here.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman Draves.
yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving.
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarthy.
Yes. Or abstain, I'm sorry. Approval of purchase orders with 3 or more signatures.
Second,
Session, roll call, please.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilman Draves,
yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman McGraw,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarthy.
Abstain. So if you guys can stop by the front town hall, fine, POs for Nicole. Okay, old business, allocation of ARPA funds. We were talking about the salt shed.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Anybody want to roll with this?
I don't know what we can do.
I don't know either.
It
Well
was-
done.
The last. The last meeting, I believe, you pushed this item for the award of the project until you, make a resolution to actually change the ARPA project.
Yes,
So here we are.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing this back.
Thank you.
Been a long night. Okay.
So how much was the salt shed? Because we just spent a lot of money. Previous.
Different money.
This is,
Different money.
this is gonna come out of ARPA and it,
Clean money.
and it has to be, like, we have to use it. Otherwise we're
By the end of the year?
We're losing.
soon.
I'm gonna lose it. I'll tell you that, because we were talking about not losing it for too many.
And this is
Where
our
is it?
final number on here, Nicole, correct? On the fund right here? On
That should be,
the
we did not use all of the money that was allocated to the Headland Fund. We are in the ballpark of 363 actually.
Oh,
So that is
okay.
good.
Yes.
363-ish, and some change, just a little bit.
Okay.
So once we know the actual numbers, dollars and cents, then we can prepare
A
a
resolution.
resolution for next month. To say how much of it you're gonna use, because I'm not even sure how much of those funds are available, how much you're gonna use from that, where you're gonna find it, the rest of it.
Okay,
Yes.
So do we need to award? We need to award it tonight, though. We need to award them, so
Yeah.
The project has to be started.
if that's, yeah,
So we awarded, Clay crafts a resolution. And then we approve the
We just
resolution,
do it, we amend the prior resolution to include this.
and we have to do that next month or out of time.
You do it, you have to
And
do it by
31st.
December 31.
mm-hmm,
So the award could happen basically. Let me make sure that the award is ready.
I'm just gonna check the date on it.
mm-hmm.
The bid that was received, it was September 24. And the base bid was 297,500. And the alternate was $4,500, in addition to the 297,500. That will make the total bid, if you elect to actually use the alternate basically was a bay light. It's a lighting inside the dome itself. The total bid will be 300,000. Sorry. 302,000. $0.
302 even.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for more numbers.
So,
Right.
Okay,
zero.
zero. Okay,
So
What are we?
I'll make a motion to award the bid.
Based on alternate.
The alternate at 302, put the light in there because
mhm,
why not? You should. And then to have Clay amend the resolution in order to be whatever it needs to be from a legal perspective. Then we go on it next month.
perfect.
Second that.
Any other discussion?
We will send the award right away. The contractor, and hopefully by next meeting, we will receive all the contract itself. So it will be ready for the signature.
Okay,
Is there anything left in there?
No,
um,
nobody gets any more money.
just a little bit, like,
Nicole, if you can just give me those numbers, so we can.
why, what are you wanting now? Down there,
If there's money,
this is like children wanting stuff.
Well, I was just curious if you guys were worried about making sure. I spent it.
Oh, I gotcha, there
I
is,
mean, it's use it or lose it if you got till December 31st.
well, could we,
The town hall.
town hall? Yeah,
For the stone,
well,
Or
just
whatever.
part, just, that would take off a part of it,
yeah,
It's, I mean, there's, at the end of the day, there's gonna be $78,000 left in that.
right,
It needs to be allocated to the town hall.
yeah,
Let's have whatever's left in that fund, let's include it in the resolution, so if that's what you want.
yes,
Yes.
that's his motion, and we have a second, somebody second, Jack. All right, roll call when you're ready.
Councilman Pearl,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak.
Been up since 4:30 and I didn't sleep very good.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCarr.
Yes. Mhm. Okay, it's just the storm, or not storm sanitation, that we're looking for an engineer to hang out with us. And that's it, there is, so the next department head meeting, again, the 20th at 5. But it was brought to my attention about the road at the park. It's not really a road, well, it has a name, I think,
Lakeland.
yeah, but my understanding, we're wanting to adopt it as one of our roads, that way it can be put into the grant.
It will be put actually on the state audit, linear
Okay,
mileage for the town to receive funding for maintenance of road.
I have a whole pile here. Okay,
So the dedication process that we have to start actually, one, the right of way itself. Then the council will sign it as acceptance for a roadway.
okay,
Then we send it to the state saying that it is a bad road sign.
Okay.
It's a council function and it's us function in a way that we have to show the right of way as a fact.
okay,
In order to receive any type of funding.
So-
To change anything.
so I guess from here, as a council, do we make a motion to approve
or adopt
to,
the road.
or adopt the roadway?
Before we do that, I think the plat needs to be established.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can actually see it.
Yeah, there's some process and procedure. you
Okay.
just,
But
It
you,
doesn't say it, and you accept it, but he's got to get it done.
Okay,
exactly, I have to give the document. so you can see it.
get the document,
I
I
will.
think we'll accept it, right, guys? Okay. All right,
Thank you.
you guys do your magic,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I just have one thing. I was gonna just do this, Jeremy, in the office, but I bought tonight a drone, a Phantom drone too, that's still in the box, never been opened, never been used. And the fire department has a drone and the police department is looking into possibly working with that in the future, so I'm donating this drone to the police department. So that they can learn how to use it and see if that's gonna be something that can be brought to this board in the future after regulations and things are done, so I just wanted to go ahead and give that to Jeremy tonight.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Chad.
All right. Good of the order, anybody have anything?
I honestly, so I guess my question is, are the rest of the topics that we discussed in the department head meeting, are we waiting till the next
Oh.
department head meeting? Or is that something that
I was
we
going,
discussed in this or what?
I mean, we can if you're ready to discuss some of them, these are just the
If
few
nobody's
of the
up to
major
speed on it,
ones.
So like, I don't want to waste anybody's time.
I sent them all an email at
We have an email.
of what we've talked about at the department head meeting. Like, well, and what we discussed. So. I don't know, that's why I only brought up like a few topics to kind of keep things
Can you spread it out?
going.
If you wanna wait, if you guys are gonna have different people at the next meeting. however you wanna
Roseanne,
do
I
it,
think
but
is gonna come to the next
One,
one.
one of them that's coming up really quick though, that I think should be touched on is the call-in pay.
Oh,
Um,
The
yeah,
what?
probably.
so the way the current policy reads right now, so if our street department, I mean, it would affect the police department too, but. So if there's a holiday and let's say our street department's closed because it's a Thursday or a Friday. So they're getting paid 8 hours a holiday to not be here, okay, just like any other employee. If it happens to snow and you call those guys in, they only get paid. They would then get paid double time for the hours they work, but lose their holiday pay. So if they get called in for 2 hours, they get paid 2 hours of double time, but forfeit 8 hours of straight holiday pay. So in essence, for them to come into work, it costs them money. And that's been something that's been on the books that we've talked about for
It's been that way.
5+ years.
Mhm.
And while it's only an issue if it happens on a holiday. Still, it's tough to ask somebody to come in on Christmas Day, knowing that they're losing money to do it.
And
Just something that probably needs to be thought about along with the other things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what do we wanna,
Can we make it that you
Now we have to,
still,
I think we'd have to make it
We have-
everybody to the,
is it in a resolution?
Yeah, so
Or
it.
just in a handbook,
it-
in a handbook,
Employee handbook.
and we could make
so can we make it?
changes and
That you still,
is it beginning of the year, they'll change it for their fee,
Usually they.
whatever we
Yeah.
want it to be changed to. Without us having to pay extra. So. We can change it now. Now would probably be the time, so in January, they can redo it in our handbook.
we should definitely not.
you got forfeit your holiday pay?
You get paid for 2 hours plus 8 hours holiday pay. You get anyway.
3A and B, if you read that, that probably take care of it. Those are the policy numbers too, that.
Right there.
Mhm.
I'm good with that.
Right.
As long as Clay's good, I'm good.
I haven't seen it, so
The passing down.
Just take it.
I'm gonna make a decision right now.
Yeah,
No.
No.
I want you to, we don't want you to make a decision when you're totally ready.
Deliberation and discussion, meeting. With the written proposal.
I want it all.
3A and 3B.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Want to see these, you know, the references policy 305 holidays, so
Okay,
appreciate being given some time to review this and discuss.
we'll come back in December with a decision. Okay.
Rather than 2 hours into a council meeting.
Oh, I didn't put it anywhere on our agenda, sorry. December, okay, we'll get that taken care of. All right. Anything else, go to the order?
I'd like to address the town council about a problem I have.
Of course, I just need your name and your address.
My name is
The
Michael
record.
Fry. My address is 1254 Collins Street. It's about the new hiking trail that went in. It's flooding my property on the northwest corner. I brought some pictures in. There's I don't know if you like to see them. Starting to the side. This is the culvert they put in, and this is how much further the water has to rise before you can go through that culvert. Now, it's backed up about 1/3 of my property. Now, when they was building the trail, they had that sock in there that's filled with sawdust. It kept doing that, and they brought some pumps out to pump it up over the other side of that, because it was backing up, and I kept getting my mower stuck. I couldn't mow that almost a whole year, and it growed up way high and. So. Here's one. That's how far it's backed up from the culvert. And it still has to rise quite a ways.
It's backed up here. In order to like get through there.
Joe.
And here's how wide it is right now. And you can see, it's not even close to the where it can drain. So they really built a dam there. And it was backing up and it had the sock there. That's where the sock there.
And it never flooded like that before.
No. See, the deal is property, that open field where they want to put that, data center. That all drains down the back of my property. It's all made to drain down that. And that ditch flows like a river when it rains heavy. This is just what the sprinkler can get.
Yeah.
But when it rains heavy, that thing moves. You can slow it to move down. It will, the first heavy rain, it'll be filled up to there, and it doesn't drain. That water is still there right now. It doesn't, it's gonna take a hot summer day to, quite a few before that dries up. Like I said, I could only mow it like 3 times this year. It growed up real tall.
Let me ask Joe and Shem to take a look at this.
You guys wanna take a look at this?
Yeah. You guys go ahead and look and see what, we're gonna go over the other ones. There's
Okay.
Water out there, we'll take a look at that.
So we'll send our guys out there to take a look
Alright.
and see how we.
I love the trailer.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you.
Trailer.
Thanks for the pictures.
Yeah.
You said 1254 Cone?
Collin Street, yeah. I used to be at the very end of the street and they built that big huge house behind us.
Okay.
Well.
Oh, seal. Oh.
COA.
1254.
Yes.
That's correct. Shem will park funny in front of your house. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I had to put one more jab in there.
Alright.
Anybody else? Oh,
One real quick question, Neil Stout, 209 Trail Creek. I noticed a couple of times after a motion and a second during discussion, you took discussion from the audience. Is that your policy? The reason why I bring it up is other councils you're not allowed to speak. And there are people here that may have something to contribute. I'm just asking for my benefit, frankly.
Yeah, for the most part, it's.
I mean.
We try to be kind.
If it's,
Right.
I guess it's by exception, if it turns into a problem, we would probably
Yeah.
stop, but. When it's Gordon telling us a good idea about a diesel engine, we'll take the feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. My years on the council, I never.
It's productive,
Always the
yes.
first and second before discussion starts.
Absolutely.
We've never turned down a resident speaking unless, like Nick said, it turns into a rumble out here.
Right.
Like it has done certain meetings in the past here recently.
Well, I can tell you that that's unusual.
Yes.
Remarkably unusual. In fact, it's not done anywhere else.
Then why don't we just?
I guess I'm
Thank you very much.
also trying to be.
Here till recently.
I mean, I'm with no one dogging.
Yeah. As long as it stays peaceful. Okay.
If nobody else has anything, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Councilman Bozak. Yes. Councilman Graves.
Yes.
Councilman Monroe.
Yes.
Councilman Loving.
No.
Councilman McCarthy.
Oh.
No. We got a 3 and 2, please tell me that. Yeah, okay, okay. I'm like, if I really messed that up.